So, guys, as you probably know, I am staying in what country? Greece, and I'm staying in the beautiful studio run by Vivian. This is Vivian, right? And she happened to be a marine biologist, which I find absolutely amazing. So I'm going to ask you for questions, and you're going to observe. So, first of all, what is a marine biologist? Is the study for the marine biodiversity, the sea currents, the sea bottom, all the animals that live in between the water and the sea bottom, or on top of the water. Right. So a little bit of everything. And how did you actually, get into this profession? Well, my first degree was in general biology, and then I had my master's in marine biology and oceanography. Okay. What do you do exactly? Do you have some experiments? Do you travel on some expeditions? Do you? Okay, so my expertise is on benthic communities, which are the very, very tiny animals that live in between the sand particles, so on the sea bottom. Right. But now my job at the aquarium includes a lot of other stuff. I focus on the scientific tour guiding. If someone wants to book a guided tour in the aquarium, okay, like for schools and pupils, visitors or whatever. We also work a lot the last couple of years with the sea turtle conservation, because we discovered that there is a quite big sea turtle nesting population in Rhodos. Because Zakynthos, Zande is the highest nesting location all around the Mediterranean. Really? I didn't know that. Okay. And now we see that we have population quite established here as well. And it's quite impressive because these species, they were born here, so they come back exactly on the same beats that they were born to lay their eggs 20 years later. So you know that the turtles that come here at the moment, they were born here 20 years ago. This is so sweet. So we are working a lot on this ecological part. We also discovered another sea turtle that nests here on Rhodos. It was the second recorded nesting for the whole Mediterranean. Okay. So it's also a very big celebration for us, because we had no idea that this species was even around the island. And we also work on whatever comes into our office. Like sometimes the fishermen call us and they say, "Oh, we have an injured dolphin, or we have a dead whale, or we have I don't know, seabirds that were entangled in the fish nets or fishing gear." So we have a lot of conservation stuff. Right. Speaking of these accidents, how often do they happen? Is it only Greece, or also, some other places? You mean about plastic pollution and incidents? Okay, we have quite a few incidents the last decade, I would say. Mm-hmm. So 3 years ago, I think one of the most famous ones was 3 years ago, a big whale, which is like a small whale, was found dead. It was stranded next to the airport of Rhodes on the west coast of the island. So when we dissected and we did a necropsy, we found inside its stomach 15 kilos of plastic bags. So you can tell that something is going very, very wrong. And imagine that this is a huge animal, like 4 tons in weight. And you can see that the whole stomach was filled with plastic bags. And many times we find sea turtles that are completely, their fins are completely destroyed by the wire from the fishing gears and stuff. Not in purpose, but sometimes, when fishermen fish and somehow the long line is cut, then it disappears into the ocean, but it doesn't really disappear. It stays there forever.
So the animals that dive to feed, they might get entangled. So you see that the fins are completely destroyed or around the neck or things like that. So,
speaking of the bottles, where does all their trash go? I mean, from islands, from the country, does it go right into the sea?
I mean, if we have recycling spots and stuff,
No, general. It's like I throw out the garbage, right? But here in the bay, and then it goes to.
normally it goes into a big landfill,
Right.
but sometimes because of the air, if you don't close like the bin lid, then with the air it will go. It finally will end up into the ocean.
I just can't imagine 15 kilos of bottles.
Plastic bags.
Plastic bottles.
Yes.
Kilos. It's a plastic.
Yeah.
And then
It
bottles. Right. And then how many it should be?
Imagine that even that the boats and the big ships that ship through the Mediterranean, if someone throws garbage from the boat, eventually it will end up somewhere in the sea. And these species, they dive very, very deep. They go down 3 kilometers in depth. So you can tell if you find a stomach full of plastic, then we can tell that maybe if you don't see rubbish on the sea surface, well, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's full on the sea bottom.
Why do they end up falling into the stomach?
Κάνω μία συνέντευξη, σου είπα 2 So these animals usually they feed on squid, deep living squid, and they have like a sucking way of collecting their food.
Right.
So if they see in the very deep ocean, if they see like a plastic bag floating, it resembles like a giant squid for them. So they cannot discriminate if this is ethical or not. It just happens.
Is this the problem number one?
In my opinion, yes. However, also invasive species, it's another big issue. Yeah, it's like
endangered, right?
No. It's like native species and non-native species, like from other countries.
They come to the
They can come, because sharks. Because we have sharks anyway. And this is a good thing that we have sharks because they are top predators. And if you see a shark on a sea, it means that the ecological quality of the ecosystem is good because it can sustain all the trophic levels up to the top predator, which is the shark. So it is a good thing if we still have sharks. I know it might sound frightening, but the last recorded attack was in 1956. So it's almost like 8 years
we're waiting
ago.
for the new one, right?
No, we are brave. I wouldn't say that, but I mean it's not as dangerous as like the Red Sea or Hawaii or Australia, for example. Okay, native species that enter the Mediterranean through the Suez Canal from Egypt.
Okay.
It happens mostly because of the Suez Canal that connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean. Leonardo, μου κάνω μια συνέντευξη, μιλάω στην κάμερα, θα τα πούμε μετά. Sorry. So, when they arrive here, now because of the climate instability and the rising temperatures, the whole Mediterranean is getting tropicalized. Gradually and very, very slowly. But in like 100 years, it will be a more tropical sea. So these new species, the tropical species, arrive here. They don't have any predators, so they can be completely invasive and competitive to our native species. They eat up everything, the fish, the seaweed, like a total extermination. And then eventually you will have a new ecosystem stability, but it's a big problem.
No. Do you see any solutions to the problem?
Many people think that recycling is the solution. For me, it's not. This is not the solution. It is one of the solutions. It should be our last solution. But before getting into recycling, we need first of all, to refuse and reduce and reuse all of this stuff that we use every day. Because even if you throw out something into the recycling bin, only 10% of what you throw on the recycling bin, not the total garbage, only 10% will eventually get recycled. So it's a very, very low percentage.
These shorts that I'm wearing right now and bottom of dress, I actually bought a couple of weeks ago. Completely recycled material. I don't even know what that is.
This is good. This is a good thing.
Right.
It's a good thing.
But it looks like something that is natural.
It's a good thing that we can reuse and recycle stuff. But before we buy something, we must really think: do I really need another pair of jeans, tops, or whatever, shoes, or anything?
Yeah.
So we have been consuming a lot, and we throw everything away. And the previous generations, they didn't do that. They were trying to repair or refurbish or give it another chance on something else. So they had a very different mentality. Today, I think that people have a very easy thought of throwing everything out. Because you can replace it very easily, with very few money. So it's a very, very difficult thing to change our mentality.
It is. If we are expecting something positive,
Yes.
if you could be a sea animal, what sea animal would you be?
I have no idea. Probably a seahorse.
A seahorse?
Yeah, because the males give birth. So that would be my first choice.
The chicken's right over there.
Yes, that's exactly why.
Go and kiss your mother, she loves you. Right. What do you think it would say to us?
I cannot breathe, I'm suffocating, and take out all of this garbage from my body, things like that. I'm sorry, it's I don't want to sound depressing, or
it's true, right?
people need to know, if you don't say something, it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
Right.
And there is a quote that says, the ocean is out of sight and out of mind. This is the problem. We really need to walk along the coast and see that even if you don't see at the first look the rubbish, if you look closer, you will see a lot of microplastics. A lot of transparent stuff that someone threw away, or the air took from the rubbish bin or whatever. So, and I really think that we can do a lot of things to change that. If we start with like 5 habits, daily habits, if we replace the plastic bottles with a thermos, like a...
Yeah.
If we replace the balloons for the parties with paper decorations, like we did in our generation. When we go to the grocery store, we always carry
eco-friendly bag, which we can use many times.
If we want to buy eggs, we can choose buying them on a plastic lid or on a paper lid, or even without, like from our neighbor that has chicken and farms. So everything that we do, it can have an impact. If you like mayo, you can buy mayo on a glass jar. You don't need to buy it on a plastic.
What is your prediction?
Short term or long term? Short term, disastrous. But long term, I think eventually it will become a shift. Because if people realize that when we eat microplastics, we get diseases, we get cancer, maybe we will start to remember how our ancestors lived maybe
It's been in Manchester, so I remember that actually not far from here, about 200 kilometers by sea. There is an island called the Irakia.
yeah.
I think so. It is famous in Greece and all over the world. There are 4 places in the world where people live one happy life until 115 or something.
Yes.
And Irakia in Greece is one of them. There is Okinawa in Japan. There is something in Costa Rica. There is this one in Greece. So you guys have everything, in terms of making it happen for people to be healthy, for the sea to be clean and not to, die.
I think if you are living a simple life, then it's the best. Like get tomatoes from your garden, olive oil, some yogurt, some exercise, some singing.
Greece.
Welcome to Greece.
If you could say anything about, the country.
In Russian.
No, we don't have anything in English, but to the guys, so they could come and visit, because if you don't know, I have been family to Greece for over than 20 years. Every summer I've been to many islands. So my 4th time here. So I do love the country. I come here every year. I travel. And so I'm kind of an ambassador.
Yes.
Back in my city.
What I would suggest, is trying to visit the non-popular islands. I know Santorini and Mykonos. Okay? But there are so many places to visit in the mainland, up on the mountains. And try to spend time. Come for a longer visit, not 2 or 3 days. It's not enough. Even for us, big people, we haven't been to all of the islands or all of the mainland. It's a very diverse country for all seasons. Try to avoid the peak of the summertime in August, and you will see a very, very different Greece.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I apologize for the
absolutely not.
interruption.
They bring up the the sparkle and the character. That's
Very
fine.
Greek
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Because I know that you guys love the kids, and you're one of them. And they are well memories. It's really nice. It's really nice. So, thank you. Thank you for your time. Yes, and yeah.